Hi friends, Rachel Cook here, business growth strategist for women entrepreneurs. And I'm so excited about today's show because today I want to dive into a topic that is near and dear to my heart, living your dream life now while you grow your business. So this is one of those topics that it's easy for us entrepreneurs to find ourselves in that nonstop go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle mentality, only to be kind of building up to burnout. We are on the fast track to burnout when we are burning the candle at both ends, working 24/7. And yes, entrepreneurship takes a little bit of hustle, a little bit of time, especially in the first couple of years. But what I have learned after working with thousands of women entrepreneurs is that if we don't take the time right now to live the life we truly love, we will find ourselves in a position of our business actually causing resentment. We'll resent our business, we'll resent our clients. And this is something that is just so, so important to me personally, especially because I started this business after experiencing extreme burnout. I started this business after working, those crazy 75, 80-hour weeks where I didn't get to see my husband and where I wasn't sure if I'd be able to really start and have the family that I wanted because my schedule is so insane. So if this is resonating with you, if you are somebody who, you didn't leave the 9 to 5 to work 24/7, then I want you to hang out because I think this is a topic more women need to talk about. So today it's all about how to live your dream life right now as you build your business. You don't have to put off your dream life for years and years and years, waiting until that mythical someday until you can actually live a life that you love. So today I want to share with you a few simple ways to really help you start embracing that philosophy and living the dream life that you want right now as you grow your business. I promise if you want to be in this entrepreneurial game for the long haul, this is something that will make such a huge impact. So for all those just joining me, welcome. I'm Rachel Cook, business growth strategist for women entrepreneurs. And each week on the Uncomplicate Your Business show, I share with you strategic ways to work less, live more, so that you can really design a business and life you absolutely adore. So this topic today is so near and dear to my heart for a big reason. And some of you guys who followed me for a while actually might not know this. So both my parents are entrepreneurs. My dad runs an insurance agency and has for probably like 35 years now. My mom was a soil consultant. So she was a biologist who basically anytime they were developing property, she would go out there and test the soil and make sure they could develop whatever they wanted to develop. And that's how, they started their life together, both of them running these small businesses, starting their family together. And when I was only 4 years old, my mom got hurt. She was in a car accident where a tractor trailer ran a red light, T-boned her minivan. Thankfully, my sisters and I were not in the minivan. But it was pretty devastating. It put her in the hospital in a coma for almost 3 months. She was in the hospital for months and months after that, really in and out for the next 2 years as she rehabilitated. But she lost her business. She was only, how old were you, Mom? You were 32, 33 years old, so younger than I am now, had 3 small children, had a new business, and she lost it. And it really is something, a lesson that has stuck with me for so long because, you don't have the promise of tomorrow. None of us do. And if anything, what has just happened here in the US yesterday with another tragic school shooting, these are things we have to consider. We don't have a guarantee that tomorrow will be there. We don't have a guarantee that if all we do is work and hustle and grind, that we will have that dream life. We don't know what is coming. So it's been important to me, and one of my big reasons why I have designed my business the way that I have, it's been so crucial and important to me to make sure that I'm not putting off my life for that magical someday, because I know that someday might be taken away from me. I know there's no guarantee, right? So this is something that I really want to impart on a lot more people, because when you hear stories like what I just shared about my mom, there's a lot of people who think they have this programming, this mindset that they have to wait to live a life they love. In the more traditional world, it's like wait until retirement, until they travel the world and take up these hobbies and finally build that dream house and, spend more time with their family. But that's not guaranteed, right? That is not guaranteed to any single one of us. So I think it's so important to design your business right now with your dream life in mind and to not put it off because it's not guaranteed. And we want to make sure that you're not, setting yourself up for burnout. You're not setting yourself up to resent your business. And if, God forbid, anything happened, you would feel like, you know what? I've lived a great life. I don't regret anything. So that's why this topic is so incredibly important to me. And I want to walk you through some really simple things you can start doing right now to upgrade your life while you're growing your business. And these are very, very simple ideas, simple strategies you can use right now, no matter where you are in your business, no matter what stage of life you are in. These are all things that anybody can do. These are upgrades you can make that don't cost any money if you don't need it, if you don't have a lot of money to spend on these lifestyle upgrades. But what I have found is when you upgrade these 3 little areas in your life, suddenly you bring back that excitement for what you're doing. You come to work refreshed. You have something that you're looking forward to, and you're really living in alignment with your values. And I know if you're watching this, if you're here with me, chances are you value things similar to what I value. So you value your family, you value your friends, you value being creative, you value, experiencing the world and getting out there and doing awesome things with your life. So these are some small upgrades you can start making right now, no matter if you're just starting your business or you've been in business for a while, that will help you to burnout proof your business and set you up to really live a life you love while you're growing that business. So I've created a quick little download. You can type download in the comments below and you'll get this little checklist of these 3 tips I'm going to share with you, and you'll get some recommendations of how you can make these little upgrades. So just type download in the comments below and you'll get the live your dream life right now checklist. So the first area that I highly recommend everybody invest in is your self-care. And this is something I talk about quite a bit. If you happen to follow me on Instagram, you know that I talk about self-care a lot. And self-care is, this is something that I actually resisted for a long time. I thought self-care meant kind of being high maintenance. And I thought self-care was being frivolous. I thought it was spending a lot of money on things. And then I realized, no, that's not self-care at all. Self-care is all about designing a life you don't need a vacation from, right? It's about filling your own cup first so that you can care for those in your life, whether it is your family or your friends or your parents or your clients, whoever needs you. If you don't have a full cup, you have nothing to give from. So self-care is about making sure you are taking care of yourself first. You're putting yourself on your priority list. And there's a couple things that you want to do to upgrade your self-care. And again, these don't have to cost you a thing other than your time and attention. The first area of my self-care I really had to invest in was getting enough rest. Like, anybody feel like this is so common? Anybody else come from the world of, oh, it's a badge of honor. I can run on 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. I can work 80 hours a week. I can grind, hustle, 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 right? Like, that is such a common thing for so many of us, especially entrepreneurs and high achievers. We all think that, we don't need rest because we are, machines. We treat ourselves like machines. But when you don't get enough rest, it really is the equivalent of showing up to work drunk every single day. Your body and your brain need rest. And I have seen the impact of making sure that I'm upgrading my rest. I'm getting that 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I'm actually upgrading my sleep habits so that I get better quality sleep. And when I get better quality sleep, everything else, physically, mentally, works even better. Another area of self-care that I just think is so important is pampering yourself. And again, this is one of those things that I really resisted because I felt like this was being high maintenance. This was being way too indulgent. And then I realized, you know what? I deserve to be pampered. I deserve it. And so do you. And it can be as simple as taking a bubble bath or giving yourself a little at-home mani-pedi. I love giving myself a little at-home facial. Even having something as simple as I love having those like essential oils and diffusing them when I'm in the shower. It just is a little simple upgrade that makes life feel so much better. And they're simple, right? These are simple things. They don't have to be expensive. They can all be things that you do at home, but just taking for me that Sunday for a couple of hours to literally, my Sunday ritual is doing an at-home facial. So doing a mask, reading a magazine, just kind of sipping on some cucumber and lemon water or something like that. Those little moments are really rejuvenating. The final area of self-care here is getting healthy. And I know that for myself, when I am feeling burned out, when I am feeling stressed, the first thing I reach for is overindulging, right? Like I want Oreos and I want to eat the whole entire bag. Nobody is going to feel better. I'm not going to perform my best if I'm responding to stress by just eating all the Oreos. So getting healthy has been one of those things where it's been about simple changes that make my life better. It's been about drinking a few of these a day. This is like a 32-ounce water bottle, and I probably go through 3 or 4 of these a day. I can tell such a huge difference between when I'm drinking water and when I'm not drinking water. I can tell such a huge difference when I'm able to get out there and get my walk. I go on a walk every morning, and when I can't get my walk in. I feel such a huge difference when I can get on my yoga mat and when I don't get on my yoga mat. So it's not about, again, some crazy diet or gym regime. It's about doing the small things every day that help you function at your highest level. So this is one of the areas that so many people know are important, their self-care. We know self-care is so important. We know that rest and nutrition and movement is important. But let me know, is this one of the first areas that just disappears when you're feeling stressed out or when you're in a busy season? I know it is for me. I know that when I am in a busy season, the first thing that goes is eating well, eating healthily. I tend to start wanting takeout. I tend to start wanting all the bad foods because it's comfort, right? But it's not doing me any favors. So if you take the time to invest in your self-care, to enroll your family and your friends and supporting you on that, you will get such a huge upgrade in your energy and your focus and your clarity and your happiness levels. I promise it is such a huge, huge shift. So the next area that I really encourage everyone to upgrade in their life is their environment. And again, if you would like to check out this download I've made for you guys with a couple quick tips on each of these 3 areas, you can just type download in the comments area. So this area, your environment, is something that was easy for me to neglect. So I'm sure if it was easy for me to neglect, I'm not the only one. I am definitely somebody who I felt like it wasn't a priority to make my environment nice for myself because I'm a working mom, I'm trying to grow this business, I've got kids. Like, why is my own space even that important? I would work from, a fold out, literally for years, I worked from a folding table that was in the spare bedroom. I put no effort into my environment. And it started to actually wear on me because I didn't feel successful. I wouldn't walk into, my folding card table with my computer on it and feel like a successful CEO. So that's something that can be a huge mental block. And even though you might not be living like in your dream house right now, you can still take some steps to upgrade your environment and help you feel more successful or whatever that feeling is that you want to evoke. So for me, feeling successful is something I want out of my home office space. I want my home office to feel like I'm successful. That's where I am right now. So here's a couple things you can do to upgrade your home, to upgrade your home office, wherever it is that you work. And these little things really do make an impact on your mood, on your energy, and just how you show up for your work. So one thing for me is lighting. Getting great lighting. I cannot work in a cave. I mean, I worked in corporate where we were underneath all those fluorescent lights, and it was terrible. It was terrible for my energy. It was terrible for my mood. And one of my favorite things about working from home is now that I have great natural light. That's not something I had in a corporate, fluorescent light environment. So great lighting is something that makes a huge impact. And for me, that's having natural light, having lamps, making sure that I'm not working in a cave. It makes such a huge energetic impact for me. Another thing is decluttering your office area. So I admit there is clutter. If you were to go upstairs into our dining room, you would see all the kids like Valentine's boxes and Valentine's from their school because yesterday was Valentine's Day. You would see kid stuff upstairs. But in this room, my home office, this is a clutter-free zone. I do not let kid stuff come down here. I don't have stacks of papers waiting to be addressed on my desk. I keep it as clean and tidy as I can. And if it's getting overly cluttered, then I know it's time to come through and really start putting things away. That makes such a huge impact for me when I can sit down to a nice clear desk and all that's in front of me is my to-do list and my notebook. Another thing that is really simple is kind of beautifying your space. So I know when I started my business, I didn't have a dedicated home office. Like I said, I had kind of a spare bedroom. And then when I had my third child, I had to give up that room. So I actually got kicked out of my home office and I had to move into what was the den of our old house. Now, just like this office I'm in currently, it was a wood paneled den. I live in an old home. The home I lived in before was also an older home. So these wood panels, before they were white, were like an ugly, orangey 70s wood paneling. Like not my style at all. And I absolutely hated it. But taking an afternoon or a weekend to paint my office suddenly made such a huge impact because then it became mine. So that was like a $50 investment into my office that instantly transformed how I felt about it. So taking some time to make your space beautiful, whether you have a whole dedicated office or you just have a desk that you can use, making sure that you enjoy it, that you like sitting down to work, I think just energetically has a big impact. The final thing is getting dressed. So this might seem silly because I know that so many people love the idea of being an entrepreneur and working from home because then, you can work in your pajama pants with a messy bun up top and who cares, right? I actually found that working like that did not make me feel successful. It made me feel sloppy. It didn't make me feel like my best self was showing up for my work or just my family or my life. I felt not myself at all. I felt lazy. And that wasn't the feeling I was trying to evoke. So taking the time to get dressed in the morning, even if I'm just literally coming downstairs to my home office, it can be jeans and a cute shirt and a pair of earrings. And suddenly I feel so much better. I feel professional. I feel successful. And I feel like I'm showing up as the best version of myself. The final thing that I highly recommend is upgrading your fun. Now, this is one of the most difficult things for me in my life. Fun does not come naturally to me. Working comes naturally to me. I am a worker bee. I will work all day, every day. I love working. In fact, it's really hard for me to not go from, being super productive in my business to like looking around my house to, oh, I need to declutter that closet and oh, we need to organize the playroom and we need to do this. Like the checklists are unending. I am a worker. I love to work. It's like one of my best and worst characteristics. But making time for fun is how you burnout proof your business. It's such a game changer. Now, I'm lucky in that my husband is our fun guy. He naturally seeks out fun. He loves games and play and adventure, and he brings that out in me and my family. So feeling or making time for fun is so important because it also helps combat that feeling like you're not enough, like you're not deserving of the life you love. When you take the time for fun, you really fill your own cup in a whole different way. So what are some things you can do if you're like me and maybe you're wired a little too seriously? Okay, first, get a hobby. Get a hobby. And here's the honest truth. You do not have to turn every passion into a business. I know that's like hard for some people to hear. Some of us want to turn everything into a business, but you don't have to. In fact, some passions, some hobbies can be just for fun. You can cook just for fun. You can take up photography just for fun. These are little things you can do. You know, you can color with your kids just for fun. You can learn how to paint just for fun. I've started making time for classes for things I'm interested in. One of my friends has been taking these amazing art classes, learning different techniques to do paintings. And I was like, that's awesome. I'm going to sign up for that. So every month, taking time to learn something new or do something creative is huge. It just helps you really reconnect with a different side of yourself. Another big thing is getting vacation time. So many entrepreneurs, they just work all the time. Like they work 7 days a week. And this is so bad for you. It's so bad for you because you never give your brain a break. And your brain needs a break if you're going to show up as your best. If you're going to be able to come up with those new ideas that'll grow your business to the next level, they're going to come to you when you're out on a hike or when you're sitting at the beach reading, a trashy romance novel. They're not going to come to you when you're just grinding and grinding and grinding. That white space is so important. So inside of my Fired Up and Focused challenge, if you've ever taken that, I talk about taking a regular, what I call a business shavasana. So that is like a day off every single week, or taking an extended vacation, like a week or a 2-week vacation. When you take those breaks, you return so refreshed, with more insights, with more clarity, with new focus. It's so essential for your business. And the final thing to have some more fun is to get business BFFs. Now, I think this is so important because, entrepreneurship can be lonely. And often we are not surrounded by entrepreneurs. Not everybody's family understands what you're doing. Not all of your friends understanding what you're doing. Not all of, the people you come in contact with day to day understand what your life really looks like. But having a business BFF is so essential because now you have someone you can connect with who are on the same path you're on, who can give you real helpful feedback, who can bounce ideas around, and who you can vent to. Someone who actually understands why you want to throw your computer out the window because they too have run into the same exact issue. So these little 3 upgrades that I shared today, again, you can grab the download, just type download in the comments and it'll give you a lot of ideas for how you can start implementing these into your life. These are things that don't have to cost a lot of money or any money. They don't have to take a lot of time, but they really help you show up as your best self each and every day. If you want to grow your business and you want to have those amazing insights and that amazing focus, you have to be willing to give yourself a break. And you have to make sure that you're coming to your work each day refreshed and full, a full cup, so that you have something to give to the world. Because I promise you have something big to give to the world, no matter if you are helping people, deal with their body image issues, or you're helping people deal with estranged relationships, or whatever it is that you do. We are here to make a difference in the world, and you can only make that difference when you are pouring from a full cup. So I hope this inspires you. I'd love to hear, have you tried to implement any of these simple things to upgrade your life? Has it made an impact for you? Has it made a difference? Let me know. And make sure you grab that download so that you can really start implementing these things in your life on a regular basis. Okay, my dears, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed joining me. Join me next week on Uncomplicate Your Business because we will be celebrating my birthday next week. Yes, my birthday is coming up and I'm going to be sharing some insights I have had in the last 10 years of entrepreneurship and how you can take those and run with them. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys make it a great week. Take care.